What's up, y'all? Beautiful family. I don't have my little anchor chain on today, but we're still anchored in. We're still locked in. Yeah, the planet. I'm sure y'all can feel these changes, not just in America, but spiritually. There's a lot of shifts happening, and I'm also in a space right now where I'm just trying to make sure I'm keeping myself energetically light. I'm not getting too caught up to too many emotions, anything. I'm not eating too many heavy foods or anything like that. Just kind of letting myself kind of clear out and letting energy come and go. Especially this month, going towards the end of this month. Definitely good to just feel, You know how they say before you die, your life flashes before your eyes. It might be good for some of us to kind of dig up some of those traumatic moments or experiences, or just all the things that you've had to overcome and that you've dealt with, right? Sometimes it might be healthy to dig up these things that you may not even feel like you should dig up, not to dig up and to project on anybody, but literally just for yourself. We've all gone through so much in this timeline. People either cheating on you or lying on you or betraying you, or times where you fell short, times where people did you wrong, the times where you did other people wrong. These are all hard things that we need to look at, and address. Go through all the things that people have done to you that was just unfair or rude or mean or unkind. And dig up all those things, as much as you can. Just keep digging and digging and digging, and just pull it up. Don't sit on any one thing. Just pull it up, almost like you're pulling hair out of a drain that's clogged, right? Just keep pulling it up, and you might feel all these things, and it might tick you off. Kind of ticked me off at first. I was like, man, why am I even thinking about this? Why do I have to deal with? Of course you're getting upset because you're thinking about all these things that happened to you. Man, and you're yeah, you know what? This all did happen to me. You know what? Oh man, I've been through it, And then you got to take a step back and look at all the things that you've done that may have thrown other people off, or may have, if you fall short on your word, or other things, the things that kind of get to you. And take a moment and go through all these things and feel all of the guilt or the shame, or, underlying, because shame isn't necessary. Right? It's not necessary to make things work. Shame is not necessary. Shame is definitely a construct, a mental, egoic thing to make you feel like you're doing something when you're not, or make you feel like you're feeling something when there's nothing there. Essentially, sort of, right? There is guilt and all that stuff, but some of these things we do to ourselves, right? Cutting yourself and all that. Anyways, go through these things. Like I said before, don't stay on any one thing. Just pull up these things. Pull up your shortcomings, right? Pull up all of these things. Pull up the people that you've lost. Pull up all these things that you may have been so good at compartmentalizing all of your trauma or all of the things that you've dealt with to an extent to where you don't feel it as much anymore. But that's also, part of your journey as ascending, right? To overcome. But it might be a good time to just go and dig up and clear out any sort of karmic things that you may be subconsciously holding on to. Not necessarily that you are focusing on it, but to let it go, like you're looking at a life review. Like you're looking at it okay, I can release this now. I'm complete, in a sense, right? Like you can let it all go, where you're obviously when you're dead, you can't go back, so you're gonna have to let it go, you know what I mean? Once you look back at your life, you're gonna be like, yeah, you know what? That was a lot. There were some ups, there were some downs. There's a lot of, in between. But hey, that was a life. That was full years of being somewhere, being this person, having these moments, having these experiences, and being around these people that really does add up to who you are, that really brought you to this very moment. So take a second to kind of do that pre-cleanse work of pulling up whatever gunk has been kind of sitting around in the back of your psyche and doing a little spring cleaning with it. and letting it go, so we can get into this new phase, this new era, without holding on to anything or trying to recreate things that we may subconsciously be attached to from this life or the past life, so to speak. Soon, in a way. But yeah, it's definitely good. Get this stuff out. Lighten yourself up, lighten your load. Let go, start to clear out some stuff, and start to make room for blessings, right? Start to make room and prepare for blessings. Don't just sit and wait for blessings, prepare, right? Set the table, right? Get yourself together for company type vibe, right? Like, prepare for a blessing. Set that blessing out, give that blessing a place to come to whenever it comes to your life. Make sure it's good to go, like you've been waiting on it. Like it's like, like a new puppy or something. Like you're gonna have the little doggy bed and the doggy treats and all that stuff to make sure that puppy has what it needs by the time it gets home, right? So let's do that with our blessings, because we know that they're going to be coming in. But if they come in without any place to go, you already know, like, the blessing's going to go to somebody else, go to a better deserving home, so to speak, right? So make sure you're securing this stuff, because we've worked so hard over all this time to get to this very moment, to get to this very point. And even at this very point, nothing is, guaranteed or for certain or whatever, on the outside looking in, but on the inside looking out, we know we're at the precipice of something great. We're at the precipice of something that can no longer serve us, right? Or we're at the end of something that can no longer serve us, right? But we're at the precipice of alchemizing that into a new reality and a new setting. So we all must collectively purge yourselves, right? It may take a long time, it may take a short time. For me, it took me about 6, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. And after it just hit me, and then I was just like, started going into all this stuff, and tears coming out, just hot tears, then there's also that whole phase of shortcomings and feeling inadequate and getting over that stuff too. Like, I really don't know what hurts more sometimes. All of the betrayal or the things that you feel ashamed about, the things that you feel like, man, I wish I did that better, or I wish I didn't do this, or I wish I did that faster, some of these things, and like how certain people may have been affected by certain things that you've done can, make you feel a certain way. But I'm not going to go too much into circles. Y'all kind of get it. So, hey, let's prepare for these energies that are coming in, and let's clean up some stuff. Let's clean up the areas within ourselves, so to speak, and start to make clear room, so that way we're not projecting past trauma onto that new baby that's coming in, right? That new baby is gonna be what sets the tone for this next place that we're stepping into. But it's great that we made it here, right? It's so awesome that we made it here. Like, come on, like, we found a way. We found a way again. Just like the sperm and the egg, Just like the sperm and the egg. Like, you gotta find your way, There's no roadmap, but just trusting your intuition. Anyways, I love y'all. There's gonna be more soon. I really do want to make some visual videos to really lay out these different dimensions and how they're structured, and how to understand each section, and how to navigate your way, and to know where you are at each of these times, and to be able to see things for that. So anyways, that's a whole nother conversation or subject, but main thing here, start to clear those things out. You can be doing those things while you're waiting in between places. If you got downtime, just go inside, go inside of yourself and start to think about these things, start to think about these years and all these things that you might be holding on to that might weigh you down, that might drag you, that might make you feel old, or it might make you feel inadequate, or might make you feel this or that you might have held on to, and they might be holding on to, knowingly or unknowingly. Just dig it up, pull it out, and see your journey. All of those downs, all of those lows are really for the highs as well, to make you better. So come to it. And on a third dimensional aspect, if If you can go within yourself and pull out these experiences that you've had that no one else can ever know as deeply as you do, and if at the end of all of that you're in a state where you're now upset or jaded about it or feeling some sort of way about it, like you need to get your get back, then you're still in that 3D mind state. You're still in this third dimensional mind state, this fourth dimensional mind state, right? This third dimensional mind state. Or if you feel like inadequate, right? If you feel inadequate, or if you feel like, you know, even going through these emotions leaves you in a bad state or bad temper place, or a space where you need to go and reach out to these people and start to talk to them and whatnot, then you're missing the point. You're taking yourself right back to 3D, and you're going to create even more of these experiences. The place that we need to go to for the split and to be on the higher side of it is to look at all of this as one and to take accountability for it all, and to know that this is you, all of it, each interaction, each person, every setting, it's all you, it's all for you. And once you start to understand that, then you will start to understand it. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't, right? Because we're taught our whole life about egos and all that stuff. When the truth is, none of us are just one person. Like they say, you're a soul having an experience within a body. It's the same thing on here on Earth. We are living in a vessel that's not our full expression. It's a limited expression. In our greatest, in our highest conscious, in our highest minds, our higher minds, we are not one person. We are the collective. Which may sound weird, but you are. It is. You know, when they say the universe is right where you're standing, like literally you are the center of the universe. But in order to understand that, in order to truly know that, you're not gonna. Once you truly know that, you're not gonna be swayed about these third dimensional things. You're gonna understand that this lifetime is one of many different lifetimes, and this is just the way that this chess game is kind of played out, right? Or this tree is kind of blossomed in this direction, or whatever, right? It's just a natural piece of art. So look at it that way and detach yourself from it and let it go and release it, but also embrace it and release it. You know what I mean? Don't get attached to it. You're gonna get into that fourth dimensional mind state with like fear and going into the unknown of being like, oh, okay, all that happened before, but now what? Like, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know where I'm gonna go. And I don't know, like, if you get into that kind of space, then we're gonna get into that fourth dimensional space of fear. And the unknown being a limiting factor, as opposed to it being the blank canvas for your soul to express upon. But and to discover more of itself within. But yeah, that's it. I don't want this to go too long. Y'all get it. Do your little life review. Dig up anything that you might feel, just bring it up. If it hits your mind, look at it. Take a moment on it. Don't take all day on it, but just take a moment. Don't avoid any of the things that you've experienced or that you've done. So anyways, that's all. Love y'all and take care. I'll see you soon.